They said she wouldn't dare. They said it was political suicide. But in a room packed with lobbyists, press, and powerful elites, Premier Danielle Smith stood up, looked former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney in the eye, and did what no one expected. She told the truth. It all began in a high-stakes energy conference in Calgary, the kind of polished, high-level event where everyone wears tailored suits and speaks in carefully rehearsed lines. Mark Carney, now a global climate finance advocate, had flown in to deliver the keynote address, urging Alberta to move away from oil and gas. The room was prepared for nodding heads, polite applause, and a parade of business jargon. What they got instead was a moment that would shift the tone of the national conversation. Danielle Smith had been under pressure for months. Critics accused her of being too soft on environmental issues, while others said she'd lost touch with Alberta's identity. She'd stayed mostly quiet, calculating, but this night, something changed. When Carney took the stage, he spoke with authority, backed by decades in finance, glowing media coverage, and elite institutional respect. He warned of a looming global shift, said Alberta needed to modernize or be left behind. Some in the crowd nodded solemnly, others squirmed. But Smith, she didn't flinch. When it was her turn to speak, the room settled into silence, expecting her to offer the usual platitudes. Instead, she walked to the podium with calm resolve, held the microphone tightly, and paused. "You know, Mark," she began, eyes fixed on Carney, "you have a way with numbers. You speak in forecasts and trends, but you forget something vital: people." The room shifted. In Fort McMurray, there's a father of 3 who's been laid off twice in 5 years because people like you told investors oil is a dying business. There's a single mom in Lethbridge working 2 jobs to keep her farm running because ESG rules made her input costs skyrocket. These aren't numbers, they're lives. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't have to. Her words carried weight because they came from a place of knowing. I'm not against the future. I'm not afraid of innovation, but I will not let this province be shamed out of feeding its children. You want us to transition? Fine. But we will do it our way. Not by abandoning what built us, not by erasing who we are. Carney sat frozen, his smile neutral, eyes searching. The room was stunned. For once, the media had no pre-written narrative. No one clapped yet. They were too stunned to move. Smith continued, "This isn't just about energy, it's about dignity, about whether working-class people still matter when the global elite talk about climate models and net zero." Her voice cracked just a little as she finished. "We are not your experiment. We are Alberta, and we won't apologize for surviving." There it was. The applause didn't erupt. It thundered, not from the top-tier executives, but from the staffers, the workers, the small business owners in the back rows. People with dust on their boots and hope in their eyes. Later, reporters asked Carney what he thought of her remarks. He paused, looked to the side, and said softly, "I didn't expect that." Behind the scenes, aides told Smith she had gone, off script. "That wasn't in the notes," one said nervously. She smiled. "Neither is real life." In the days that followed, the speech went viral, not because it was polished, but because it was raw, honest, human. People from across the country, some who disagreed with her politics, wrote in saying they finally felt heard. It wasn't a political move, it was a moral one. Danielle Smith didn't just leave Carney speechless, she gave a voice to the unheard. In a world of spin, she told a simple, daring truth, and reminded the nation that courage still has a place in leadership.